in London, we're marking 140 years of St John Ambulance first aid training. This is cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR.
The first thing we do then is to start off with 30 chest compressions by placing the butt of your right hand or your left hand in the center of the person's chest. Here we go. Keep contact, yeah, keep contact. Sorry.
David knows only too well how important it is to teach first aid. Last year, he had to rely on his students when his life was at risk, as his friend Carol explains.
Well, David and I are both members of the same church, and each year David is asked if he will do some first aid training.
Check the breathing anyway by pushing the chin up and the head. By about 10 o'clock, I began to feel rather unwell.
I glanced up and looked at David and saw him taking his pulse in his wrist, and I thought, I know what this is about. He's going to start off by some scenario, because on a previous year he had told us that's exactly what he often does. But actually he changed colour around his face and neck, and I began to worry.
I asked Carol to check my throat pulse, which was all over the place and quite weak. So it seemed to me that I was having a heart attack.
Carol, what was going through your mind?
If I'm honest, it was absolutely terrifying. When a crisis hits, the time stops, so it's a very strange feeling. Time seems to stand still, and you desperately want two things. One, for God to suddenly miraculously answer prayers, and actually there was a very real sense of the fact that God was with us. And for somebody else who knew more than you to walk through the door at that precise moment. So the first part happened in that God showed up. The second part about the expert didn't. So it really was down to us to cope. I think the training that David had done the year before kicked in, and I actually remember saying, this would be hard to do in a real life situation. I started CPR. And what I did, which is going to sound strange, I found myself going, come on Jesus, 1 Jesus, 2 Jesus, 3 Jesus. I remember getting to 40 and saying, come on Jesus. And actually he survived. And I'm sure that that is the mercy and grace of God, because I'm sure we didn't do things in a textbook way. It was born out of desperation and faith that God would help us at a time when we really, really needed it.
David, you must be very proud of your pupils.
Oh, I am. She did what she was trained to do, and that was great. I actually arrested there, but she bought me the time that enabled the experts to get to us.
David spent almost a month in hospital, but made a full recovery.
I think since that day, the song 10,000 Reasons has held a particular powerful poignancy for me. The bit about whatever happens and whatever lies in front of us, may we still be singing by the end of the day. I found that really difficult at first to sing, because it had been our experience that actually God had been with us at a time of very great need.
Your song again. Whatever may pass and whatever lies before, let me be singing when we be
Well, that's almost it for today. Next week, Josie Darby and Claire McCullum are in the UK's smallest city.
St David's in Pembrokeshire is famous for its patron saint, but also has links to St Patrick. And we've a special performance from Catherine Jenkins.
We end today with a hymn that aims to bring everyone together. Until next time, God bless.
Hilarious times ahead for Sunday night with the 70th birthday party in Hold the Sunset at 7:30. Then Compassion comes to the fore. Call the Midwife tonight at 8.